Well, what I was trying to say the other night at the party when I was using the stuffed giraffe as my spokesperson, but I was so out of my mind, stoned to even be like marginally coherent, was that the women of my generation, the women who I've been going to school with, they're forging in the smithies of our souls a new type of women whose like has not been seen on this good earth before, or never or since. And to the state, this notion you were championing the other night, John, that the world would be a better place if women were in charge is false in my judgment. All the world's problems, the entire capitalistic system, is fueled by women, not men, but by women who make demands on their men, and then they provide them with houses. It's that simple. Women like to nest. They want a safe place to house and feed their children, and if they can't get that, they get very aggressive in making demands on their mates. And all that bad shit in the world, the greed, wars, the plagues, the pestilence, the frogs falling from the sky, etc., etc. It all stems from that. It and it's all relative. As women in the jungles of Africa want the tallest grasses from the pampas for their walls of their huts, while women in economically developed societies uh, dramatically escalate their housing needs. And they want the cute Victorian house with the dramatic views of the sunsets and from the third floor tea room, just blah, blah, blah. And that's the key word here. All women feel in their bones is that they need a nice house. And houses are not nice to have. For them, rather, a nice house is a necessity. And for women, a nice house is 200,000 and it's a matter of economic necessity. And that, my friends, is where the problems of the world just start. With women, with all their self-esteem issues, they cannot dissociate their beings from their houses. And when visitors walk over the transom, the little lady of the house figures that their guests, particularly the lady guests, are making lightning quick calculations to determine whether the wife married well and whether the little lady is really happy with her life. And uh, my generation of women is moving past all that foolishness. I mean, before I went to Penn as a freshman, my mother and I spent a month at the mall putting together like 14 outfits that would serve me well on any occasion when I might come into contact with eligible members of the opposite sex. The whole point is that we were taught by our mothers to dress to attract a husband. But no, just no. Be careful, Mom says, and don't dress trashy because that attracts perverts and sleazeballs. And, well, let me tell you something. By our sophomore year, every woman in my sorority had pawned all those cotillion outfits and just bought in lieu thereof a couple pairs of jeans and a few t-shirts. Yeah, we spent the balance of our ill-gotten gains on Marcuse and Sartre and Namchowski. we learned that this capitalistic quest for stuff is just so much destructive, distractive nonsense from what really matters in life. We're not going to participate in this protracted, ridiculous game of dress up. And don't let the boy get to second base till the fourth date, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to play that game anymore. If we like the guy and we want to have sex with him, well, we have sex with him. And whether or not proffering some titty or blow some dick or, I don't know, heaven forbid, late advances with long-term strategery, catching a man who will buy us a big house and it's on the hill, and then he'll impregnate us with 2.5 children. We're just not gonna play that game anymore. We've gotten all off the 200,000 year treadmill and headed off towards an unexplored territory where we will be free to be a person of our own making. Ta-da, we're free! Watch out, guys, because we are striking out on our own adventure. And if you want to run and try and keep up with us, well, that's fine. But we have tossed out the old paradigm, so it's caddy bar the door. Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to say the other night to you guys when it got so late and I insisted on having the floor right after my lamp dance. But it all got jumbled up with the booze and the weed and cold night air out on the porch.